you, baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird.
Well, greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back to another edition of Movie Night Live from the Monastery of Mayhem and the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. I'm your host, your old pal, Brother Jack Angry. It's finally getting to be springtime here at the Monastery of Mayhem, deep in the bowels of Omaha, Nebraska. We've got, the air is getting warmer, the days are getting longer, it's getting sunnier. You know, the weather's warmer, we haven't seen any snow for a while. Personally, I hope we never see any of that shit again. I am so sick of it. It feels like this has been the longest damn winter I can remember. I'm cold in parts I even forgot I had. And that, for me, that's saying something. You know, Brother James will hopefully be back with us along with Inferna, Lady Torrid, and the rest of the gang. It's just everybody's out doing their own thing, working, and, you know, everybody's suddenly got, you know, I turn around, suddenly everybody has a life, you know. It's like, what's up with that shit, you know? It's like, I'm doing this all by myself, so, you know, Brother Jack's a little pissed off, but that's okay. We've got faithful Sanji behind the camera, you know. It's like, getting the high five from Sanji. 2 thumbs up. But anyway, tonight's movie, we have a classic for you. This one's been run by horror hosts since the dawn of time, all the way back to Vampira. It is the 1958 classic, The Horrors of Spider Island. Now, as you might, to give you a little bit of background on the movie, the group of fashion models, along with their chaperone / manager, crash lands on a desert island, and one by one, well, the manager is bitten by a mutated spider and becomes a giant spider thing himself, and proceeds to kill the girls off one by one. You know, it's your pretty basic fare as far as horror movies are concerned, but it's got some really great, you know, some really good looking women in it. For being 1958, it is black and white. The girls are, however, just, you know, really high end, curvy, well built, you know, big boobs, nice legs, nice butts, the whole thing, you know. Here at the Angry Brothers, we bring you quality, you know. It's like whether you want it or not. But anyway, the movie goes on with the horrors of, you know, these models being killed off one by one by this spider creature. You know, used to be a man, you know, standard. I mean, use your imagination. You've probably seen something like it somewhere before. But this is the original. This is where that whole concept started from. You know, and we're going to be bringing that to you tonight here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. You know, it's great to be back. We've got some great things going on, a lot of great plans in the works, you know. We do want to tell you about our site on Patreon, Patreon. It's a site, it's a crowdfunding site. You know, we need to raise $800, people, so we can move into a better studio and, you know, make some improvements and bring you all a better quality product. Judging by all the cards and letters we get, you know, we've got legions of fans out there. They love the show, they love me, they love Brother James and the gang, they especially love Inferna and Lady Torrid, and you know, we've got some new faces coming here, and I think you're gonna really enjoy those. Our friend from the Groundhog Prom, Princess Pocahontas, you know, if you watched our Groundhog Prom show, you know who I'm talking about. She's going to be filming several episodes with us, so a lot of great things. So without further ado, let's get on with the movie The Horrors of Spider Island here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. Enjoy, and don't forget to donate to our Patreon site. You can find it by going to Patreon and searching the Angry Brothers or Omaha Shockorama. So, again, I'm bringing you the 1958 classic, The Horrors of Spider Island. And that's horrors with an H, not a W. I mean, I wish it was with a W, it would probably be a way better movie, but what can you do? Well, on with the movie here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shockorama. Enjoy.
Horrors of Spider Island. 8 beautiful girls and one lone man struggling for survival, with death, sudden, violent, and horrible, lurking in the shadows. Horrors of Spider Island. Out of the night came a fate worse than death. A man's mind twisted, his brain poisoned, with an uncontrollable lust to kill. Horrors of Spider Island. A tale of terror that will leave you limp. So hideous and shocking, you won't believe your eyes. His hunger for victims was never satisfied. Prepare to be frightened out of your wits by the Horrors of Spider Island.
Babs, do you know what you're saying?
Exactly. Through your jealousy. You should never have left Linda alone in the cabin.
Shut up, will you? What can Georgia do about that?
Take your hands off me, or I'll break your arm.
Just you try that, baby. Take that. You...
Stop it! Babs, Nellie, stop it! You started. You... Stay here, leave it behind. Oh, you jaw. No.
Well, welcome back, faithful followers. What do you think of the Horrors of Spider Island so far? Isn't this movie scary? Yeah, I know, it's not, but hey, the girls are pretty and, you know, the action moves right along. I mean, the shots in the photographer's office where the girls are doing their little posing and everything, and I think they have the one girl stripped down to her skivvies so she can pose for the boss. It's like, you couldn't get away with that shit now, could you? No. That dude would have been shipped off immediately to sexual harassment sensitivity training and probably would have got his butt suit off by that chick. But, you know, this was the 1950s, late 1950s, maybe the early 60s. You know, that sort of thing didn't happen. That's why we call them the good old days, people. You could do that stuff and get away with it. I don't know about you, but Brother Jack's feeling a little misty right now, you know. I can remember the good old days, you know, when you saw a woman walking along She had a nice figure, pretty face, you know, nice outfit. You walk up, say, "Hey honey, you look good," give her a slap on the ass and go on your way, and nobody got offended. It was a compliment, people. You know, not like today's date, or not like today's society where you, "Ooh, I'm ogling, ooh, elevator eyes, and ooh, he needs sensitivity training," and all that shit. It's like, you know, if I were in the working place today and I, you know, did some of my old behaviors, I'd be spending all my time in sensitivity classes or in the boss's office, you know. It's like, "Well, what'd you do that for, angry?" You know, and all I can say is, "Fuck them." And to the hack, "Fuck you. Thought we forgot about you, didn't we? How's that working out for you at the Scottish Rite Temple? Heard a few things about you guys, you know, like, bing! You know, they did that to you, and couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people." So, hack, impersonator, again, fuck you. But anyway, I digress. This film has some interesting bits of trivia attached to it. The lead actor who played the manager, I believe Steve, his name was Jason Darby. And I think it was Jason Darby. Anyway, the man spoke fluent English. He was a French-Canadian actor who was doing a lot of bit parts, a lot of character work in the 60s. And he drifted through a lot of productions. And go to IMDb, Google his filmography. You'll see it's a whole long list of stuff that nobody's probably ever really heard of. But anyway, the man spoke fluent English, no accent, nothing, you know, just as normal as you, me, and, you know, every other Jolly Joe six-pack here in Omaha. But anyway, for some reason, they dubbed out his original voice, his actual voice, and they had another actor read his lines, and they dubbed it in place. Although, I guess the director just didn't like the sound of his voice or something, but anyway, that's an interesting little bit of trivia. And, you know, Brother Jack every horror host who's run this movie, they have done literally the impossible. They have showed an adult film on TV. And how I know that? Well, the scenes, a lot of these scenes on the island, the scenes that are taking place on the island, and the scenes in the production photographer's office in New York, the modeling agencies, those were all taken from a movie called Hot in Paradise. This was a what would be now, by the current ratings, was a XXX feature. It was made in like 1958, but it was never aired. It was never run in any theaters. The producers had this footage and they didn't really know what to do with it. Obviously, they couldn't get away with showing any hardcore sex stuff, so they edited all that out. Damn it! And they left the incidental scenes, the non-pornographic scenes, and they cut that into the beginning and a lot of the island scenes with the girls. Then they threw in the monster bits later on, and they all put it together. They filmed the monster bits separately, and then put it into production. They all cut it in post-production. So this was actually, at its core, a pornographic film. So you got to see a porno film on the Angry Brothers. Aren't you lucky? Yeah, I was pretty amazed when I read it, when I found that little fact in my research. You know, so I had to go back and look at this film again and goes, okay, I see where they cut it. Yeah, I'd like to know what they cut out of it. But that footage doesn't exist anymore. It's been lost or destroyed or some such nonsense. But hey, you know, we can dream, can't we? You know, there were some more interesting little bits of trivia, and by interesting, I say boring as shit, but hey, I stay up all night researching this stuff, so I gotta find something. You know, I gotta have something to give to you people. I can't just have hot girls in little costumes running around out here. Wait a minute, yes I can, what am I saying? That didn't, who said that? Damn demons. Sorry, Brother Jack's demonic possession is acting up again. But yes, and don't worry, faithful followers, I can hear, ooh, what's that sound? It's the sound of channels being changed all over Omaha. Well, don't worry, faithful followers. Just calm down, calm your shit. You know, calm them tits down now. We'll have the girls back. Don't you worry. We've got a lot of events coming up. We're going to be appearing at O Comic Con. You know, as far as the other events in this town, all I can say is, yeah, well, we won't be at any of those, you know. We'll be at the good events, like Comic-Con and a few others. Don't know if we're going to be at Anime NebraskaCon this year, because they're moving to some hotel way out in Bellevue, and I have no clue as to where it's at. I'll have to do my research here before we make that decision, but as far as, whatever that, British Fest, no, total snooze. Sorry. I like British TV, science fiction, big Doctor Who fan, big Red Dwarf, but sorry, it's just not my kind of scene. And that other convention, what's it called? You know, conflagration, clusterfuck or something like that. No. Wouldn't let my dog go to that festival, sorry, you know. Well, I mean, yeah, I went last year and we generated a lot of really good publicity for them. Now let's see how much bad publicity we can generate, you know. And if you want more information on that, write me at theangrybros@gmail.com and I'll be happy to tell you the whole story. Anyway, sorry, wouldn't let my dog go to that festival or that con. You know, and no offense to the hard-working staff, and as far as the organizers go, you know, you fucked with too many people, plain and simple. You know, people don't forget, and this little black duck doesn't forget either. So, again, moving on. We'll be at O Comic Con this year, and we'll be covering it. We hope to have some special guests coming here. A good friend of ours from Denver named Miyatsu Kumiko. Really talented little actress. You know, you're going to be hearing a lot more about her. And if you want to Google that, and you'll know what we're talking about. Miyatsu Kumiko. We dedicated our episode House of Ripcord to her, so that's up on YouTube. So go back, watch it. We did a little tribute video to her. Real doll. Can't wait to see her, definitely. And she might even bring her equally yummy little sister, Suki, with her. Yeah, that's been a while since Brother Jack met a sister act, so 2 thumbs way up there. But anyway, we're going to get back to the movie, The Horrors of Spider Island, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shockorama. Enjoy.
Quicksand starts here.
Oh, Joe, you're thinking.
continue living.
Greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back. What did you think of The Horrors of Spider Island? Wasn't that movie scary? Yeah, again, I can hear you laughing out there. All right, you know, I'm trying to do my job here. You know, I know it wasn't scary. It wasn't supposed to be scary. Well, back in 1958, they thought it was, and that's kind of what they went with. So out of respect for that, we're just going to roll with that, okay? Now, you might have noticed the button here, and if you're a fan of the TV show House of Cards, they are running new seasons on Netflix right now. But this button has a deeper meaning. You know, it says, F you 2016 Frank Underwood. You know, so, and that's kind of our new motto right now. You don't like us, F you. You know, the hack, F you. The organizers of those conventions that we said we didn't like, F you. You know, Halloween Jack and Dale K, F you. The Creepy Castle, F you. Don't like our show, F you. Think we're too obsessed with big chicks with big boobs and little costumes, F you. That's our motto now, is F you. They don't call us the Angry Brothers for nothing. So with that being said, a couple of little more bits of trivia about the movie, just to make you aware here. This film was actually released in the UK first, but it was denied its British Cinema Certification Certificates, which was the English Movie Ratings and Standards Board at that time. They actually started in like the late 30s through the mid 70s. And basically what their job was to preview any films that were going to be released in the UK. That was England, Ireland, Scotland. And they would review them and rate them for like decency and content and things like that. And they thought that The Horrors of Spider Island was too racy, too suggestive, too titillating to be released to the general British public. So it didn't actually get released in the UK until like 1969. And then it was released as a cult classic because somebody had enough pull to actually get that done. So it wasn't seen in the UK until almost 1970, which is common with a lot of American horror films. They didn't get released in England until maybe 5 to 10 years after they were made, depending on the film and depending on who was in power and the political climate. And a lot of it was based on politics. From what I understand, if I'm not mistaken, it was like the Labour, the Conservative or the Labour Party was in power, and they were running. Everybody was running on a strong decency ticket, and we all know what a big crashing ball that can be. Decency, morality, overrated. What a concept, huh? But anyway, the film, you know, we gave it like a 2.5 on our Reggie scale, with 5 being the best and 1 or less being the worst. This movie was meh. You know, it was worth the hour. It was worth the hour that it took to watch it, you know, and it was, I liked the art on the box, and the girls were pretty and reasonably hot, you know. So it was worth the time it took me to download it and download the box art and what have you. So, you know, we bring you these films, and you know, we know they're not epic masterpieces. We're not running the 10 Commandments, people. You know, I wish if only we could get our hands on a copy of that. You know, at least I'm not the dumb son of a bitch who tried to run Deadpool on Facebook. You know, you can write to him, care of your local federal penitentiary. I think it's California. You know, it's like, can we say Major Dumbass? You know, Captain Deadpool? No, Captain Dumbass. And there's another thing. Why? Now we know why they call it dope. You must have been smoking it. But anyway, we're going to be bringing you another great film next time. We're going to bring you the 1963 Western / monster classic, Jesse James' meets Frankenstein's daughter, starring Jim Davis, who you would remember as Jock Ewing from the 1980s TV series Dallas. You know, he plays a deputy marshal who is chasing Jesse James into a deserted ghost town and that has been taken over by Frankenstein's daughter, and she is continuing her experiments on local Mexican villagers and peasants and all of that, you know, and it's a schlock fest, but again, it's a popular favorite with horror hosts everywhere. So it should be worth a watch, and that's coming next week. So with that in mind, I'm Brother Jack Angry, reminding all of you to let's keep America on top, watch horror hosts, you all, and we'll see you next week here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shockorama. Unpleasant dreams. Good night.